Deep fog.
Welcome to Echo Lake
Denzel's there.
Lumber. I'm going to give a brief tour of what I have done at this settlement, and we'll just kind of have a look at everything as we go along. And this will uh, maybe give you guys an opportunity to throw out some suggestions, ideas, thoughts on what I've done so far. And this is a work in progress, so uh, I'll be looking for any suggestions or ideas that some of you guys may have, things I could add or should add or that type of thing. So please, by all means, go ahead and throw out some comments and let me know what you think. So I put this trailer out and decided to make a little workshop out of it. I put in the weapons workbench and the armor workbench in here, and then I put these wall lights. They kind of look like brake lights, not being red, but they kind of look like brake lights. But threw in some minor decorations and that kind of thing. Um, but give me a place to do some items
I'm
on the
scraping by.
workbench. So um, I put in a doorway, one of the junk fence doorways around here. It actually lines up with the little building over here, and so you can actually go back in there. I thought that might be interesting to do. Um, I'll have to reset that light. One of our many fun little glitches that we have to experience is those lights not. Uh, my pole post is floating. That is very interesting. We'll just stick that back down on the ground there. Okay, so as we all know, Brahmin show up, so we put out some Brahmin feed troughs here. I would like to incorporate these two trailers into something. However, you are not able to build on them. If you try to put out any kind of a floor, the flooring just goes right through it. So you can't set anything on top of it. Just rotates right through there. So that's kind of disappointing. I'm gonna see if there's anything I can do to incorporate them into any kind of a build, but I don't know if there will be at all. So I may end up deleting those, kind of taking up some prime real estate if I can't do anything with them. So they may end up getting deleted. So of course I have my little veggie garden here, um, and I decided to try to keep as much of the items that was here as I can. This machinery here can be scrapped. However, I decided to keep it as well as these logs,
Just one
these
click
conveyor
and
belts, and
find
this
a pair
building
of
because I
socks
felt like
don't
that
have old
they, although there's not much purpose, I can still maybe find something I could put in here. Um, and also gives it some character, so I wanted to keep that. So um, I, like always, I try to put my generators inside of some sort of a shelter, and this shelter was here. It has a lot of character. I didn't see any reason to tear it down at the moment, so I decided to put the my generator in there, and I get easy access to pull power in and out of it. So that works well. Move around back behind. You got your workstation there. I don't know if you can see this because of the lighting, but this wall is pretty much all one big wide opening, and so I used the barn walls to patch that in. Um, and you can see one of my defensive stands over there, and I built a second one over here. So far, I haven't had any kind of attacks from this direction, but just in case I do get attacked from that direction, I have something there. And likewise, I have defensive positions out front as well. So now we'll move into what I've made as the bar. And I don't know if you can see this because of the lighting, but all of the pictures I put in here have a bit of a nautical theme. We are on Far Harbor, and so I figured there would be some kind of nautical theme stuff going on, and threw up some buoys on the wall and that type of thing. Um, Lois Clayton, she likes to use colored lighting, so she kind of inspired me to put up some colored lighting on the ceiling and to kind of continue on with the nautical theme. Blue and green is kind of a nautical type, gives it kind of a nautical type feel. I feel so. I decided to put those out there, and over here we have the vendor for the bar. Interesting thing was about where the edge of this picnic table. This is where when I
We'd like
first
to
put the
pass it,
bar in
Dawson.
yesterday,
Shame what happened to our
she
friend.
actually was standing right here, even though the bar was over there, and she was trying to serve people from this position. So I thought that was kind of interesting, and I don't know why she would do that, but uh, she did finally, it looks like, take her actual position. So up here, I removed some of the countertop, and but left what I could in to keep the cash register in place. So as you can see, I just
The children of Adam better
put
keep their word.
the vendor stall over the cash register, and that keeps it there, and kind of gives it some nice little character and that type of thing. So I had to patch in this wall as well, and as well as you can see when we're down in the bar, I patched in the walls down there. Um, this bathroom here, I had to put in one of the barn walls with the doorway. Um, I didn't have to, but it was the easiest way to patch in and fix this wall. So I went ahead and did that, and then patched in the window there, so that way you can have a little bit of privacy when you're in the bathroom. So I decided, might as well keep it in there. I probably wouldn't use it for much else unless I made a little office or something like that out of it. Over here, I plan on adding some do some junk decorating, kind of like what's here, and make a little kind of truck or roadside type stop for general supplies that settlers and the like might come by and do. So here I also had to patch in all of these walls all the way across over to this opening, clear around the corner and all the way down to this opening here. So I patched in the walls and this floor all the way down. Unfortunately, the floor, there's still this gaping hole that looks down into the bar, but um, I couldn't get the floor to sink down, so it's just going to have to rest there. And at the moment, even though I don't like having big open barracks type areas, I do have just a lot of just kind of beds thrown up. As this place kind of expands and evolves, I'll be kind of changing it up and adding some more private rooms and that type of thing. So I went ahead and kept the computer here, the terminal here, and a lot of the other office type stuff, as well as these lockers. I didn't see any need to get rid of them, and they give a little bit of character. Um, and from time to time, you see settlers sitting there playing at the computer, which is kind of interesting. Um, this wall needed to be completely patched in as well, and this roof for this ceiling needed to be patched, and so that took quite a bit of effort because I was determined not to scrap these countertops and the cupboards. So it took a little bit of effort to get that patched in there. Actually, finally, just kind of I kept hitting the place key, and it finally did take. So I was kind of happy about that. Then we come up to the top floor, and you can see that all of this, nearly all of this, has been patched and fixed. This is completely wide open. The roof is pretty much gone on this whole area. So it was something that, unless you wanted to, maybe try to put in some sort of a wall and a doorway and then build out, with like a second level going outside. That would be about the only option here. But regardless, you're still going to have these parts of rafters and that type of thing in your way. So I just decided to kind of enclose it. I wanted to see if I could get this entire building enclosed and kind of airtight to give myself a bit of a challenge and that type of thing. So, part of that process, I had to completely build
Hard
this
times.
whole area. Um, the floor needed to be replaced. It had big gaping holes all along through here. This side wasn't bad, except the roof was completely gone. So the floor was fine, but the roof was completely gone. So I had to
I'll be
build
damned if I
this
give up on taking
entire
back my land.
um, assembly assembled section and put it in place in order to be able to patch it in. You can just see a bit of the skyline, and that was the one area that I wasn't able to patch. So, but um, I had to build this entire thing outside and then bring it back inside to get it in place. And so that was it was a lot of work. It took me actually probably an hour and a half just to do this one room, maybe even longer. Might have been close to 2 hours. There was a lot of trial and error and that type of thing to get it in here. Originally, I tried to do something smaller and different, and I kind of realized that I needed to go all the way down to this area, um, because this is like there is a partial wall here, so I basically needed to kind of patch that in and that type of thing. And while doing that, in order to completely close off this the roof there, I put this wall in, and I figure I'll treat this kind of like a little cubby hole, where, like in people's attics and stuff, you see some boxes and some luggage and that type of thing. So I'll put that kind of stuff in there to kind of hide it. So um, one of the things I also did was in this room, um, this ceiling is completely gone. So I built this little section up and put a wall up here to put the ceiling line in, and then put that in, and I just deleted the wall and left the ceiling and this partial wall that you see coming across here. I left that all in, but also this floor had a big gaping hole in it too, and like Petard always says, rugs, man, rugs. So I put down a rug, and it actually works out really well. It looks like this person decided they wanted to have a rug, so when they climb out of bed, they have something decent to put their feet on as opposed to the hardwood floor. So it kind of fit in, and it serves a pretty decent purpose. It hides that hole, and nobody is any the wiser. So this is what I've done so far. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any suggestions or critiques or anything like that. I'm a big boy, so I can take pretty much any critiques you have. I am rather interested in what everybody thinks about this. It is rather dark and dim in here, so I do need a bit more lights, and it would probably help if the lights that I do have stayed lit. So, um, yeah. But I know in this area down here, um, there needs to be some more lighting in this area. It is quite dim. So, but that's more items that I'll do. I also put this doorway in to help keep the riffraff out. And hey, there's a door jamb there. Let's get a door in it. So, let me know what you all think. I'd be happy to listen to your thoughts and everything. And there's a lot of us that's on Twitter. My Twitter is at Loco4Pack, just like my YouTube channel. At Loco4Pack is my Twitter handle, and you can um, find me there, tweet me. There's a lot of us there, like No Respawns and Draco Invictus, Mad Queen Show. There's just a lot of us in there. So come on in and throw your comments out there. I'm sure that we'd all love to hear from you. So thank you very much, and please comment. Thanks. Bye.